Hey everyone, welcome back to Mecha Test Studio. Today, we're continuing our quest to find the elusive, immortal-grade Gunpla. You know the drill. We're talking about another very professional durability test. Seriously, next level stuff here. Every wiggle, every drop, every minor shake counts. But will today's subject hold up to the legend? Today's test subject? The real grade Freedom Gundam GCP version. That's right, the Gunpla China Premium version. For those of you unfamiliar, this limited edition kit is exclusive to the Gundam base in Shanghai, where you can also find the life-sized Freedom Gundam statue. It's a rare gem in the Gunpla world, and unless you live near Shanghai or know someone with serious connections, getting your hands on one isn't easy. At first I thought, okay, another color variant of the standard RG Freedom. But boy was I wrong. This kit is more than just a shiny reissue. This is a new beast, and I wasn't prepared for what was in store. We've seen some incredible kits on the channel. The Lightning Buster Gundam still holds the top spot with an impressive 96 points. So the question is, can the Freedom GCP take the crown? Well, we're about to find out. Let's dive right into our first test, the Shake Test. If you're new here, welcome. The Shake Test is where we simulate real-world scenarios to see how well a kit holds up to accidental bumps and shakes. None of that tiptoeing around. I want to know if your Gunpla can stay intact or if it'll fall apart at the first sign of trouble. We test at 3 levels of intensity. Level 1, light shake. 20 seconds of gentle wiggling, simulating a light bump. Maybe you accidentally nudge your shelf while dusting. The result? Nothing falls off. Everything stays in place. No loose panels, no rogue accessories. So far, so good. Level 2, medium shake. Time to step it up. Now we're simulating a stronger bump, like knocking into the shelf and shaking it accidentally and... Still, nothing. The build is solid, and I'm honestly starting to wonder if this might be the immortal grade we've been searching for. Level 3, turbo shake. Now for the ultimate test, turbo mode. I give it 20 seconds of high intensity shaking, like it owes me money. It's basically a mini earthquake on my desk. Just when I think the kit is going to hold up, bam! The backpack flies off. Yup, Freedom kits always seem to have backpack issues during high-speed shakes. We've seen this problem before. It's disappointing, but hey, we can't fight gravity. I'm deducting 1 point for that mishap, but overall, still a very impressive showing. Now let's move on to what might be everyone's favorite part of the review, the drop test. For the uninitiated, this is where we really push the limits. We're dropping the kit from 3 meters to simulate what might happen if, say, your cat knocks it off the shelf, or it falls while you're repositioning it. Every part that breaks off deducts 2 points from the final score. Alright folks, here we go. 3, 2, 1, drop. And ouch! The head pops off cleanly. There goes 2 points. But wait, it gets worse. We've got permanent damage, folks. The wing stand is broken in 2, which has never happened before on the channel. This is serious damage, and it hurts. Maybe a like and subscribe will heal my soul. I'm deducting 4 more points for that. In total, the Freedom GCP loses 5 points, which brings its final score to 95 out of 100. It came close to dethroning the Lightning Buster, but not quite. Still an impressive showing from a rare kit. Now, let's talk about the build itself. If you're like me, durability isn't the only thing you care about. You also want to know how the kit feels to build, how it looks, and how it stacks up against other versions. Going into the build, I expected the RG Freedom GCP to be very similar to the original RG Freedom. After all, it's still based on the old school RG frame, right? But as soon as I started, I realized there were some major differences, especially in the internal structure. Many of the pre-molded parts from the original RG Freedom are reused here, but when you compare the runners, you can see that most of the parts are new. The updates to the armor and wings are significant, and the feet feel entirely new, with a full inner frame build that feels more in line with what you'd expect from a master grade kit. That's a big deal. If you've ever built an RG kit before, you know that while the detail is great, the inner frame can sometimes feel flimsy. Not here. The improved layering and color separation on the armor are beautiful. You get intricate details that make the kit look premium right out of the box. The two-tone white is especially nice, and if you're into panel lining, you'll have a field day with this one. It's practically begging for it. Seriously, it would be a crime not to panel line this kit.
FBI, open up!
However, not everything's perfect. Some parts still use the old frame, like the arms, legs, and waist. That's a bit of a bummer. The torso got a major glow-up with an entirely new design that's rock solid. But the rest? Missed opportunity for sure. If Bandai had updated those parts as well, this kit could have been a top-tier contender for any real-grade collector. The head and wings are where the RG Freedom GCP truly shines. The head is completely new and packed with detail. The fully color-separated eyes and clear parts make the head pop in a way that other versions of the Freedom just can't match. Comparing it to the HG Strike Freedom, HG Rising Freedom, and HG Mighty Strike Freedom, the GCP version blows them out of the water. The molding precision and crispness of the lines are simply next level. The wings are also a thing of beauty. They've been entirely reworked, and they're not just for show. Structurally, they're solid, and the landing gear built into the wings helps the kit strike a pose without tripping over. But if you think logically, you will wonder how this cannon fires with the hollow. Just like the life-size statue in China, it's got the balance of a pro gymnast. But the backpack is a letdown. It doesn't use the standard 2-pin connector, so you can't swap it with backpacks from HG kits like Strike Freedom or Rising Freedom. Let's talk articulation. Early RG kits had a reputation for bad articulation, especially the always dropping hand. So how is this compared to the early RG kit? The head continues to use the standard ball joint, allowing 360-degree rotation with the up and the down. For the shoulder, we can do the standard 360-degree rotation without any problem, and it seems like it had successfully fixed the RG arm problem by changing the entire shoulder joint with this plug-in method instead of the old RG ball joint. It also feels pretty tight and no longer drops down like my old RG Justice. For the torso, although it uses a new frame that can bend better left and right, it still lacks the strength to hold the kit, and you will see the weight of the wing slowly pulling it back like this. But the legs and hips still feel limited. The railgun at the waist used a 3-fold style to allow you to open it up. Side skirts can get in the way when you're trying to push the articulation to its limits. I really missed the pull-down mechanic from the recent Seed action system. As for the kneel, it does have this sliding armor effect. For the feet, you can point them all the way down like this. The biggest change for this kit is the wing, and let's talk about the wing articulation. Its design allows you to pack everything into this compact look, just like the statue you see in Shanghai. You can open out the wing like this and expose the hidden cannon, giving it a full burst mode. Visually, this kit is stunning. Real grades are always top tier when it comes to detail, but this one goes above and beyond. The two-tone white and improved color separation make this kit stand out on any shelf. And the decals? Well, as usual, the kit comes with a sheet of decal-style stickers, but if you're like me and prefer a cleaner look, third-party decals are the way to go. They give the kit a much more professional finish, and trust me, they're worth the investment if you want your build to look top-notch. This kit comes with the standard Freedom Gundam arsenal, 2 beam sabers, a rifle, and a shield. The beam sabers lock into place at the sides, which is a nice touch, ensuring they won't fall off unexpectedly. Simple, but effective. So, is the RG Freedom Gundam GCP version worth it? If you can get your hands on this limited edition kit, I say go for it. It feels like an experiment from Bandai to fix the problems of the older RG kits, and overall they've done a solid job. Plus, with the Freedom Gundam statue in Shanghai recently getting a recolor, who knows, maybe we'll see an updated version of this kit down the line. So that's my take on the RG Freedom Gundam GCP version. It's a fantastic kit with a few quirks, but overall, it's definitely worth adding to your collection. Whether you're a seasoned Gunpla builder or a newcomer looking for a challenge, the improvements to the torso, wings, and aesthetics make this one of the best Freedom Gundam kits on the market right now. Thanks for hanging out with me here at Mecha Test Studio. As always, more awesome reviews and durability tests are coming your way, so hit the bell icon to stay tuned. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Let me know in the comments what kit you'd like to see next. Your feedback always helps me decide. Until next time, keep building.